What's going on YouTube? It's your man Jay Will. So yes, I finally took time out to make this battle video right here with the Moto G versus the Samsung Galaxy J7. So what I'll do is I'll cover several areas here with both phones. I'll cover screen, battery, all the norm, of things that a battle should consist of, and which one handles it better, performance and things like that. I'll even do a speed test right here on this video to kind of give you an idea of how well these phones perform. So specs is something that's important to a lot of people, and I don't know, I'll tell you what, even though I got these both in hand right here, man, this is a tough battle right here, because Samsung really brought it with the J7, and the G4 is bringing it from Motorola. Well, these phones cost the same pretty much. This one is $199 and it goes all the way up to $299 if you want a fingerprint reader and a 16 megapixel camera. But this one is $239 and it goes as low as $149 depending on where you buy it from. So I think that this is going to be a good matchup. I think that you'll enjoy this matchup. And this is the G4 versus the J7. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so let's start this thing off talking about the specs on both of these phones, because we want to make sure I let you know exactly what both phones are working with. And I think this is a pretty fair battle as far as both of these phones being matched up. Some people might say otherwise, but I think it's a pretty fair battle. So the first thing I want to talk about is what you see right here, the display. This phone has a 5.5 inch 1080p IPS display. Very good looking display. Hands down, it's one of the best I've seen in a long time. Now, this phone has a 5.5 inch Super AMOLED display, and it comes in at 720p. But don't let that fool you, because now I'm getting ready to show you how good both of these displays are. So I pulled up a photo of a very high-end or high-spec HD picture. I'm going to display it on both of these phones in just a minute. But this phone on the techie side only has 267 pixels per inch. This one has 401. So how do they stand up against each other? Let's take a look. So we'll start with the Challenger. I pulled a photo offline. This is an HD photo that should give you some depth of all the colors and how it produces it. And I got the same photo over here. And you take a look. As you can see, the Samsung phone has way more detail, especially in the darker areas around the trees and around this side. It's a little bit more crispy. The Super AMOLED technology is just mind-blowing. This is amazing at how much better I feel Super AMOLED is than IPS in certain situations. Look at how crisp this photo looks. And look at it on the IPS display. It almost looks blurry on the IPS display. This is the same photo loaded onto both. No Photoshops, no nothing. Look around this area right here. You can see the Samsung phone produces way more detail. Even on this side over here, you can see all of the leaves. It looks blurry on this phone. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but I can tell you what, even though this is a 720p display, this is an IPS, this is a Super AMOLED display, and it puts in work. So display, in my book, goes to the J7. All right, now let's take a look at the platform, which is Android. So which one of these phones is going to perform better under pressure, or which one is going to perform well over time? Samsung has a known track record for closing the applications in the background. It got spanked by a phone that costs half the cost. It's imported. Nonetheless, let's see how it does now, live right now on camera with me. So this is running an Exynos 7580 with an Adreno 405. And this is running a Snapdragon 617 with the Adreno 405. So what does that mean? Absolutely nothing to me. I want to see how they perform. So I'm gonna go into social, and I'm gonna open up applications. And I'm gonna go Google Plus first. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. So they both have new updates available. So you can see neither one of them really loaded up to the top, but that's fair. All right, so let's go back to social. And let's open up Twitter. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3. So they both loaded up. It looks like the G4 is loading up a little bit faster, just a hair, because you see the symbol open up saying, okay, it's a new update. All right, so let's go to Instagram. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Oh, it really lagged on there that time. And looks like the Samsung got it on that one. Let me see what else I can open up here. Let's open up. Let me see. I'm gonna go to some different applications here. I'm just gonna open up something in here. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna open up the Google app. All right, you ready? We're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Wow, it looks like the G4 just didn't do anything, man. It just hung. Wow, it didn't load up anything. That's crazy. Wow, it's hanging for some reason. I don't know what it is. Well, I'm not gonna wait on you. Let's open up something else here. Let's see what we got. Let's open up, well, the Google Fit won't be equal because I've been using the G4 more. Let's open up, let's open up a game. Yeah, let's open up some games. That'll definitely do it. Because I know I got some of the same games on here. Yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 3. I pressed it. You see, I pressed it. And so the Exynos is flying through this. And there you have it. All right. So that's just a quick little rundown about the performance. That doesn't mean too much at all that the G4 is a slouch, because it's not, because I've been using the G4 every day. It just means that bumpy cam, it just means in this particular situation, at this very moment, that this phone performed better. They both can take up to a 256 gig micro SD card. They both have micro SD cards. This has 2 gigs of RAM. This has 2 gigs of RAM. This has 16 gigs onboard storage. This has 16 gigs onboard storage. But there's a difference. There's a huge difference. This phone right here, even though it's running the latest operating system, Samsung chooses not to do adaptive storage. So in this phone, it has adaptive storage. So that means I put my 128 gig card in here, and now I have a 133 gig phone right now. I got apps on the SD card, everything. So let's check it out. So you can see my storage there, 133. Samsung, nothing. Can't join them together. Doesn't work. Samsung, you can't do it. So that's a huge fail in that category. Moto G definitely takes it. And the Moto G can take up to a 256 gig card as adaptive storage. Next is the camera. They both have 13 megapixel cameras, but the Samsung phone has a 1.9 aperture, and this has a 2.0 aperture on the rear. This has a 5 megapixel with a 2.2 aperture with a 23 millimeter on the front, which shoots at 1080p at 30 frames per second. And this one does too, but it doesn't have the 23 millimeter. Now that's getting all techie on you and everything. However, this phone has a front flash and this one doesn't. I can tell you both of the cameras are really, really good. So what I'm gonna do right now, I've been doing my cheat sheet with my Moto. I'm gonna take a picture with the Challenger first, because you can twist and turn on the camera. Now the camera isn't the fastest to turn on with the Moto G, but when it comes on, it does good. And I'm about to take a photo right now in the auto. I'm gonna swipe back over. I'll put it right here. And then I'm gonna double click straight to the camera. I'm gonna take a photo right here. And I'm gonna pull it up. So You could decide which one you think is better. I personally think that the Moto G has the better camera. Now, even though this is a 1.9 aperture, you can see the detail right here. You can see the detail. The Samsung phone almost looks blurry. It almost looks blurry. It's good, but look at how crisp that is right there. Moto G has a killer set of cameras. Killer set of cameras. Now, that's just one test right now, but look at the detail. Let's go a little closer. Let's look at that M right there. See that M? Now look at the M on here. That gives you a better idea. Check that out. So that lets you know that the Moto G is no slouch, and the Moto G takes the win for the camera. Going down the list here, they both have Wi-Fi. They both have 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, which is a huge plus to me. And the next thing I want to talk about is the battery. These both have 3,000 milliamp hour batteries. The difference is, this one is removable. And this one is not. So that gives you an idea right there. 3,000, this is actually a spare battery. I got 2 batteries for this. So I can swap this out. I'm 0 to 100 in a few minutes, maybe even a few seconds, depending on how long I can run up and get the battery. This one, embedded. Can't do anything about it. Whatever you get, that's what you get. They both have SD cards, like I said before. They both have the slots back there. They both are hot swappable, so that's a huge plus for both. But in the battery area, it doesn't matter that they both have 3,000 milliamp hour batteries, because the J7 totally murders the G4 in the battery category. The J7, I've gotten an average of almost 7 hours on every charge. 6 hours and 45 minutes on every charge screen on time. And that's not running like how you run your phone all day and you're just trying to test it. That's just using it until it dies, and I put it on the charger whenever it dies. I've gotten over 8 hours of battery life on this phone more than once, and I'm averaging almost 7 hours of screen on time. This phone right here, I'm averaging 4 hours and 35 minutes, I believe, every time on every charge. I get at least 4 hours out of this phone, but at this phone, I get at least 6 hours and 40 minutes or 45 minutes every time. Every time. This phone is an absolute beast on battery. I mean, it's just killer on battery. Now, I'm touching on things that I think are important to the consumer. So let's touch on something that's important to some people that we still use. All right, let's go to sound quality. Speakers. I'm gonna play something on the Challenger, because this is the Challenger. I'm gonna play something. I'm gonna pull something up here. I'm gonna go to one of my videos, and I'm just gonna pull it up, and I'm gonna play a video with a little bit of music, and then I'll do the same on the J7. That gives you an idea of how this front firing single speaker sounds on the Moto G4. Let's pull it up on the Samsung. Now the Samsung has a rear firing speaker that's covered back here. So you see, that's kind of a huge fail because you can't get anything out of this phone if it's laying flat. I can lay the G4 down flat and I still get great sound. So I'm trying to find some music, and I found some music on my G4, the same title track right there. So let me see if I can find it on this phone right here. I'm pretty sure I have it on here. I just need to be sure. It'll be in my download section if I got it on here. Let's see here. I should have it. If I don't have it, I'll still play it on here. Well, here's Bounce It. Let's see. Yeah, I got a couple of songs. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna play Bounce It on here, and then I'm gonna play Bounce It over here. So let's go. All right, so there it is. So let me say this. The J7 has a rear mounted speaker. That's a huge fail in 2016. But what I will say is the J7 has a good speaker. It's just on the back. Come on, Samsung. You should have put that on the bottom. But all is fair. The G4, no problems. It may not be the loudest speaker, but it's a front-facing speaker, and the G4 takes the win. So overall, pretty much, this is a close battle. It's a good battle, but I can tell you what, I think for a complete package, I would recommend the G4 over the J7. Based on this comparison right here, if I had to give a person a phone and tell them, hey, here's your phone for the next 2 years, there's a lot of reasons why I would do it with this one. I can count on a software update from Motorola a lot faster than the Samsung one. Now, that's not to say that the Samsung Galaxy J7 is bad, because it's a powerhouse phone, but it's just lacking in some areas that are important, especially with the memory, the speaker, the cameras. I just showed you firsthand right now on camera how good this camera is. This camera is good. I took a picture of the logo of this phone that I zoomed in, and when I cropped it, the Samsung one got really blurry. It looks good from a distance, but cameras are important to some people. This has a 1.9 aperture, but this has a 2.0 aperture. So that, I thought the J7 cameras were good, but there's always gonna be something that's better. This J7 has way better battery and a better screen, but the G4 takes a lot of this, man. It's got a good screen. It may not be better than the J7 in my eyes, but it still has a great screen. It has a fantastic front-facing speaker. The cameras are boss. The battery's not as good as the J7, but I got adaptable storage. So there's a trade-off for everything. But I will say, if I had to recommend one of these phones to you for 2 years, I'd tell you to get the G4. It's unlocked already. It works on every carrier. What more can I say? And it already costs less than the J7. You could catch this phone right here for as low as $125 off contract. The J7, however, is not offered off contract, and it still costs a little bit more at $149. Now, some people may be able to find this at a lower price, but you're buying it on contract or you're buying it through a carrier. This is fully unlocked directly from Motorola with no problems. You can actually also change the color of your phone. These are here called the shells, and soon you'll be able to purchase red, white, blue, whatever you want to purchase, green, pink, purple. You'll be able to purchase a whole bunch of accessories or shells for this. Also, that's if you just purchase it straight out through a third party, or you just got a plain color. Right now, you can go into Moto Maker and make your own. You could make a white front with blue and get a blue highlight on the back. You could do it all. So this phone is way more customizable. It feels better in the hand. It's got grip, it's soft touch, matte. This is a slippery phone. It's beautiful in color, but it's just too slippery. It's the build around the side has no grip, and you know, it's just a fact. It is what it is. The Moto G definitely outshines the Samsung Galaxy J7 in this comparison, and pretty much overall, I like the ridged power button. I like where the power button and volume rockers are even placed. That's important to a lot of people. So Samsung, this is their entry-level phone for bang 'em up. This still is a great phone, a lot of bang for buck right here. But however, when it comes to putting it up against a phone like the J7, excuse me, the G4, it's lights out.